Let's revisit the original Gotham hero and the rest of the Batman cast. Back in the day, the BAM, POW action was exhilarating, but whether you watched this series and found the campy nature comedic, or you sat in awe at a world of heroes and villains, there's really no wrong way to enjoy 1966's Batman, especially with its iconic cast. Starring the legendary Adam West and Burt Ward, there was nothing more thrilling than watching this crime-fighting team take on their enemies with gadgets and costumes galore. Today, we're heading back to Gotham City to see what the original Batman cast got into after hanging up their capes. Adam West as Batman. A wealthy industrialist, orphaned as a child after his parents' murder, secretly channels his vast wealth into fighting crime as the superhero Batman. Adam West, originally named William West Anderson, was born on September 19, 1928, in Walla Walla, Washington. His father, Otto Anderson, was a farmer with roots in southern Sweden's Scania region, while his mother, Audrey Volén, was an opera singer and pianist who gave up her Hollywood ambitions to raise her family in Hawaii. During his time there, West landed a role as the sidekick on a local TV show, The Keene Popo Show, alongside a chimpanzee named Peaches. West eventually became the host of the show. In 1959, West relocated to Hollywood with his wife and 2 children, adopting the stage name Adam West. He appeared in the film The Young Philadelphians, which starred Paul Newman, and made guest appearances on several TV westerns. Notably, he portrayed the famous gunfighting dentist Doc Holliday in 3 Warner Brothers westerns on ABC, Sugarfoot, Colt .45, and Lawman. In January 2017, West appeared on the British comedy panel show Through the Keyhole, where audiences got a glimpse of his Los Angeles home. His hometown, Walla Walla, began celebrating Adam West Day on September 19th, starting in 2017. West married 3 times. His first wife was college sweetheart Billy Lou Yeager, whom he wed in 1950, divorcing 6 years later. In 1957, he married Ngatokarua Frisbee Dawson, a Cook Island dancer from Hawaii, and they had 2 children before divorcing in 1962. In 1970, he married Marcel Tagond Lear, with whom he had 2 children and remained married for over 46 years until his death. West also had 2 stepchildren. On June 9, 2017, West passed away from leukemia in Los Angeles at 88, leaving behind a net worth of $8 million. Alan Napier as Alfred. Batman's devoted butler and Batgirl's trusted confidant, he is the only one aware of the true identities of Bruce Wayne, Dick Grayson, and Barbara Gordon. Born Alan William Napier Clavering on January 7, 1903, in Birmingham, he was the son of Claude and Millicent, née Kenrick, Napier Clavering. He had 2 siblings, Mark, who was born 5 years earlier, and Molly, born 2.5 years before him. In 1949, Napier portrayed Sherlock Holmes in an episode of Your Showtime based on The Adventure of the Speckled Band. During the 1950s, he made several TV appearances, including 4 episodes of Alfred Hitchcock Presents and a guest role on Dale Robertson's NBC Western series Tales of Wells Fargo. He also had a recurring role as General Steele on the 1962 to 1963 comedy Don't Call Me Charlie. Napier's career extended into the 1980s with television appearances in miniseries like QB7, The Bastard, Centennial, and the drama The Paper Chase. He retired in 1981 at the age of 78. In early 1988, he appeared on The Late Show for a reunion of the surviving Batman cast members, despite being in a wheelchair. Yvonne Craig, his co-star, later mentioned that the reunion was overcrowded. When the host, Ross Schaefer, finally addressed Napier, it was with a trivial question, and Napier was abruptly cut off while telling a story, much to his frustration. Napier did not attend future reunions before his passing. Napier was married twice. His second wife, Aileen Dickens Hawksley, was a great-granddaughter of Charles Dickens. Hawksley's daughter from a previous marriage, Actress Jennifer Rain was the mother of Brian Forster, a former child actor best known for his role as Chris Partridge on The Partridge Family in the 1970s. Napier suffered a stroke in 1987, and after being hospitalized in June 1988, he passed away from natural causes on August 8, 1988, at Berkeley East Convalescent Hospital in Santa Monica, California, at the age of 85. At the time of his death, Alan Napier's net worth was estimated to be over $100,000. Burt Ward as Robin. Robin, famously known as the Boy Wonder, is Batman's sidekick. The series avoids mentioning Robin's background as a fellow orphan, for whom Bruce Wayne became the legal guardian. Burt Ward voiced this character in The New Adventures of Batman. Ward, originally named Burt John Gervis Jr., was born on July 6, 1945, in Los Angeles, California. His father, Burt Gervis Sr., ran a traveling ice show called Rhapsody on Ice. After Batman ended, Ward, like Adam West, struggled to find acting roles, although he appeared in over 40 TV films, including Virgin High. In 1985, DC Comics recognized Ward's contributions to the Batman series by honoring him in their 50th anniversary book, 50 Who Made DC Great. In June 1995, Ward published a tell-all autobiography, Boy Wonder, My Life in Tights, where he shared his experiences playing Robin. In 2001, he founded the now-defunct Boy Wonder Visual Effects Inc. In 2012, Blue Water Comics announced a 4-issue comic miniseries called Burt Ward, Boy Wonder, featuring Ward and his rescue dogs, Gentle and Giant, fighting crime. However, it appears the series was canceled, with only part of the first issue released during Free Comic Book Day 2012. Beginning in late 2017, Ward began promoting the Batman TV series and other classic shows on the MeTV network. He and Adam West reunited one last time to voice Batman and Robin in the animated films Batman, Return of the Caped Crusaders, 2016, and Batman vs. Two-Face, 2017, with the latter being released posthumously after West's passing. On January 9, 2020, Ward received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Ward married his first wife, Bonnie Lindsay, the daughter of conductor Mort Lindsay, on July 19, 1965, and they had a daughter in 1966. The couple divorced in 1967. From 1967 to 1969, Ward was married to actress Kathy Kirsch, whom he met when she guest-starred as a villainess on Batman. He was married to model Mariana Torchia from 1985 to 1989. Since 1990, Ward has been married to Tracy Posner, and they have a daughter born on February 16, 1991. Burt Ward's net worth is estimated at $20 million. Neil Hamilton as Commissioner Gordon. The commissioner of the Gotham City Police Department, he is one of Batman's key police contacts, calling on the dynamic duo through either the Bat phone or the Bat signal. Born in Lynn, Massachusetts, Hamilton was an only child. His career in show business began as a shirt model for magazines. This early exposure sparked his interest in acting, leading him to join several stock companies where he trained and performed in professional stage productions. This experience helped him land his first film role in The Beloved Imposter, 1918, produced by Vitagraph. His breakthrough came with D.W. Griffith's The White Rose in 1923. In 1960, actor Richard Cromwell had been set for a role in 20th Century Fox's production of The Little Shepherd of Kingdom Come. But after Cromwell passed away due to liver cancer, Hamilton stepped in to replace him. The film also featured Jimmie Rodgers and Chill Wills. Throughout the 1960s, Hamilton appeared in 3 Jerry Lewis comedies: The Patsy, 1964, The Family Jewels, 1965, and Which Way to the Front, 1970. Hamilton was married to Elsa Whitmer from 1922 until his death in 1984, and together they had one child. A devout Roman Catholic, He was a member of the Good Shepherd Parish and the Catholic Motion Picture Guild in Beverly Hills. Hamilton passed away at age 85 on September 24, 1984, in Escondido, California, following a severe asthma attack. After his cremation, his ashes were scattered into the Pacific Ocean. Madge Blake as Mrs. Cooper, Dick Grayson's maternal aunt. She was introduced in the comics 2 years before the series aired to provide Bruce and Dick with a reason to keep their identities secret. Blake and her husband, James Lincoln Blake, were recognized by the U.S. government for some of their work. Her mother and his father were siblings. Milburn Stone, known for playing Doc Adams on the Gunsmoke Western series, was related to Blake, and she didn't start pursuing acting until the age of 50. She enrolled at the Pasadena Playhouse and likely benefited from Stone's connections to secure acting opportunities. Blake is best known for her role as the chatty gossip columnist Dora Bailey in Singin' in the Rain, 1952. In the mid-1950s, she appeared in City Detective with Rod Cameron and in Ray Milland's sitcom Meet Mr. McNutley, later renamed The Ray Milland Show. She was also featured in 4 episodes of the NBC sitcom It's a Great Life, 1954 to 1956, and twice on CBS's December Bride with Spring Byington. In 1957, Blake had a memorable appearance on I Love Lucy with George Reeves, who guest-starred as Superman, and in a 1954 episode as store clerk Mrs. Mulford. From 1961 to 1964, she played Joey Barnes's mother on The Joey Bishop Show. At one point, the producers of Batman considered firing Blake for unspecified reasons, but Adam West, with whom she had become friends, defended her, allowing her to keep her job. The following day, West discovered a freshly baked cake in his dressing room as a thank you from Blake. As her health worsened, Blake's role as Aunt Harriet was reduced. With the introduction of Batgirl in Batman's 3rd and final season, Blake only appeared in 2 guest episodes. Shortly before her death, she played Mrs. Hardy in an episode of The Doris Day Show titled The Con Man. Blake passed away at the age of 69 after suffering a heart attack at Huntington Memorial Hospital. Cesar Romero as the Joker, a villain with a clown motif, known for his love of pranks. He is Batman's greatest foe, often leaving jokes as clues to his crimes. Cesar Julio Romero, Jr. was born in New York City on February 15, 1907, to Cesar Julio Romero, Sr., 1872 to 1951, and Maria Mantilla, 1880 to 1962. His mother, a concert singer, was rumored to be the biological daughter of Cuban national hero José Martí. In the 1970s, Romero guest-starred in several shows, including a recurring role on the Western comedy Alias Smith and Jones as Señor Armendariz, a Mexican rancher embroiled in a feud with Patrick Macready, played by Burl Ives, a ranch owner across the border. He appeared in 3 episodes. Romero later took on the role of Peter Stavros in Falcon Crest from 1985 to 1987. He also made an appearance in the 6th season of The Golden Girls, portraying Tony Del Vecchio, a love interest for Sophia. Aside from his television roles, Romero is remembered for playing A.J. Arno, a petty criminal who continually antagonizes Dexter Riley, Kurt Russell, and his friends at Medfield College in several Walt Disney Productions films in the 1970s. Romero remained a bachelor throughout his life and had no children. Hollywood historians and biographers have often speculated about his private life, particularly regarding his sexuality. In 1996, Bose Hadley published Hollywood Gaze, which included alleged interviews where Romero supposedly came out. Although Romero passed away 2 years before the book's release and some of the interviews have been questioned, many remain undisputed. On January 1, 1994, just 45 days shy of his 87th birthday, Romero passed away from complications related to a blood clot while being treated for bronchitis and pneumonia at St. John's Health Center in Santa Monica, California. At the time of his death, his net worth was estimated at $5 million. Julie Newmar as the Catwoman, a cat-themed jewel thief and skilled burglar with a complex love-hate relationship with Batman. Julie Newmar was born in Los Angeles, California, on August 16, 1933, as the oldest of 3 children to Don and Helene, née Jesmer, Newmeyer. She began her career appearing in minor and uncredited film roles as a dancer, including playing the dancer assassin in Slaves of Babylon, 1953, and the Gilded Girl in Serpent of the Nile, 1953, where she was painted in gold. She also danced in other films like The Bandwagon, 1953, and Demetrius and the Gladiators, 1954. At the age of 19, Newmar started working as a dancer and choreographer for Universal Studios. In 2003, Newmar appeared as herself in the TV movie Return to the Batcave, The Misadventures of Adam and Bert, reuniting with her former Batman co-stars Adam West, Burt Ward, Frank Gorshin, and Lee Merriweather. Julia Rose portrayed Newmar in flashbacks during the film's production. Due to legal issues over footage rights from the original Batman TV show, only footage of Merriweather from the feature film was included in the movie. In 2016, Newmar voiced Catwoman in the animated film Batman, Return of the Caped Crusaders, and in 2017, she reprised the role in its sequel, Batman vs. Two-Face. She also made an appearance on the Home and Family Show in May 2016, where she met Gotham actress Kamren Bikondova, who portrays a younger version of Selina Kyle. In 2019, Newmar played Dr. Julia Hoffman in the audio drama miniseries Dark Shadows, Bloodline. After a broken engagement to novelist Louis L'Amour and relationships with comedian Mort Saul and actor Ken Scott, Newmar married lawyer J. Holt Smith on August 5, 1977. They relocated to Fort Worth, Texas, where she lived until their divorce in 1984. She has one son, John Jules Smith, born on February 25, 1981, who has a hearing impairment and Down syndrome. Julie Newmar's net worth is estimated at $50 million. Victor Buono as King Tut, an Egyptologist who developed a dual personality after being struck on the head during a student protest. Each time he receives a blow to the head, he alternates between his role as a university professor and a reincarnated version of the pharaoh Tutankhamun. Victor Buono, the actor behind this character, was the son of Victor F. Buono, a police officer and bail bondsman. In 1959, Buono's father was sentenced to life imprisonment after being convicted of first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit robbery. He was released on parole after 7 years, but had to serve additional time for a previous conviction involving bird smuggling. Despite being in prison, Victor Sr. continued to manage his son's career from behind bars. In the late 1970s and early 1980s, Buono portrayed the wealthy father of Reverend Jim Ignatowski, a character with memory issues, on the show Taxi. His death was written into the series, and one episode dealt with Jim coming to terms with the loss of his father. In 1980, Buono took on the role of Chief Ironbottom in the TV movie Murder Can Hurt You, a spoof of the character Ironside. Throughout his later career, Buono often played pompous intellectuals and shady characters, though he occasionally took on serious roles. In the 1979 miniseries Backstairs at the White House, he played President William Howard Taft. Buono also made 4 appearances on the ABC series Vega, portraying a street-savvy Las Vegas casino high roller named Diamond Jim. Buono passed away on New Year's Day, 1982, at his home in Apple Valley, California, after suffering a heart attack. Stafford Rep as Chief O'Hara. Gotham City's chief of police and Batman's other key police ally, this character was created by Semple for the TV series to give Commissioner Gordon someone to interact with and was later briefly introduced into the comics. In 2013, DC Comics revealed his first name as Miles in their Batman 66 series. During World War II, Rep served in the United States Army Air Corps following the 1941 attack on Pearl Harbor. While in the service, he was actively involved in performing and producing shows for the troops. Before the war, Rep had worked in stage productions on the West Coast. His film career began with roles in numerous movies and TV shows, including I Want to Live, 1958, starring Susan Hayward and the brothers Karamazov, 1958. In the 1950s and early 1960s, he made frequent television appearances, including roles on NBC's Western anthology Frontier and The Tall Man. Rep's final film role was in Linda Lovelace for President, 1975. He also had a posthumous appearance on Mannix, which aired 2 months after his passing. His last television appearance was on MASH as a military police officer, which aired 4 months after his death. In addition, shortly before his death in 1974, he filmed several scenes for Orson Welles' unfinished project The Other Side of the Wind, which wasn't completed and released until 2018. Rep was married and had 5 children. He passed away at the age of 56 on November 5, 1974, in Inglewood, California. Burgess Meredith as the Penguin. A sophisticated penguin-themed criminal mastermind who uses trick umbrellas to carry out his heists. Burgess Meredith was born in Cleveland, Ohio, in 1907, to Ida Beth and William George Meredith, a physician originally from Canada with English roots. In 1929, Meredith joined Ava Le Gallienne's Civic Repertory Theater Company in New York City. While widely recognized for his work in film and television, he was also a significant figure in theater, both as an actor and director. He made his Broadway debut as Peter in Le Gallienne's production of Romeo and Juliet in 1930, but it was his performance in Maxwell Anderson's Winterset in 1935 that made him a star. He transitioned to film with Winterset the following year. His early life and career were featured in a New Yorker profile. In 1935, he co-starred with Hugh Williams in John Van Druten's Flowers of the Forest at the Martin Beck Theater. In 1992, Meredith narrated The Chaplin Puzzle, a TV documentary that explored Charles Chaplin's early work at Keystone Studios and Essanay, where Chaplin developed his iconic tramp character. Interestingly, Meredith married actress Paulette Goddard in 1944, shortly after her divorce from Chaplin. Meredith was married 4 times. His first wife, Helen Darby Berrien Meredith, tragically took her own life in 1940, 5 years after their divorce. His next 2 wives, actresses Margaret Perry and Paulette Goddard, also played important roles in his life, though Goddard suffered a miscarriage in 1944. His final marriage to Kaya Sundsten lasted 46 years, and they had 2 children, Jonathan, a musician, and Tala, a painter. A committed Democrat, Meredith was known for his political donations and candidly revealed in his 1994 autobiography, So Far, So Good, that he suffered from cyclothymia, a form of bipolar disorder. Burgess Meredith passed away on September 9, 1997, at the age of 89 due to complications from Alzheimer's disease and melanoma. At the time of his death, his net worth was estimated at $5 million. Vincent Price as Egghead. Vincent Price portrayed Egghead, an arrogant, bald mastermind whose criminal activities and dialogue revolve around eggs. Born Vincent Leonard Price, Jr. on May 27, 1911, in St. Louis, Missouri, he was the youngest of 4 children of Vincent Leonard Price, president of the National Candy Company, and his wife, Marguerite Cobb. Price began his film career as a character actor, making his debut in Service Deluxe, 1938, and gaining recognition for his role in Laura, 1944, where he starred alongside Gene Tierney under the direction of Otto Preminger. He also appeared in Brigham Young, 1940, and portrayed William Gibbs McAdoo in Wilson, 1944, as well as Bernadette's prosecutor, Vital Dutour, in The Song of Bernadette, 1943, and a pretentious priest in The Keys of the Kingdom, 1944. In 1989, Price was honored with induction into the St. Louis Walk of Fame. His final major film role was as the inventor in Tim Burton's Edward Scissorhands, 1990. In 1990, he recorded the narration for the Phantom character in the Phantom Manor attraction at Disneyland Paris. However, shortly after the ride opened in 1992, his narration was replaced with a French version voiced by Gérard Chevalier, leaving only Price's iconic laughter in the soundtrack. During a significant renovation in 2018, it was announced that some of Price's original narration would be reinstated. Following the attraction's reopening in 2019, the new audio tracks featured both Price's excerpts and previously unused material, while actor Bernard Allain voiced the Phantom in French. Price struggled with chronic obstructive pulmonary disease and Parkinson's disease, which significantly affected him during the filming of Edward Scissorhands, leading to a shortened shooting schedule. His health issues also contributed to his retirement from Mystery in 1989. He passed away at 82 from lung cancer on October 25, 1993, at his home in Los Angeles, California. At the time of his death, Vincent Price's net worth was estimated at $5 million. Carolyn Jones as Marcia, Queen of Diamonds. Carolyn Jones portrayed Marcia, Queen of Diamonds, a criminal who has a passion for jewelry. Born in Amarillo, Texas, Carolyn was the daughter of homemaker Chloe Jeanette Southern and barber Julius Alfred Jones. After their father left the family in 1934, Carolyn and her younger sister, Bet Rhea, moved in with their mother at their maternal grandparents' house in Amarillo. She made her television debut in 1952 on the Dumont series Gruen Playhouse. From 1953 to 1955, Jones appeared in several episodes of Dragnet, starring Jack Webb, where she was credited as Caroline Jones. She also featured in Rod Cameron's syndicated series City Detective and State Trooper, portraying Betty Fowler in the 1956 episode titled The Paperhanger of Pioche. Additionally, Jones appeared in the CBS anthology series Alfred Hitchcock Presents in the episode The Cheney Vase, 1955, where she played a secretary assisting her scheming boyfriend, Darren McGavin, in an art theft plot, sharing the screen with Ruta Lee. Her final role was as Myrna, the manipulative matriarch of the Clegg clan, on the soap opera Capital, which she starred in from its premiere in March 1982 until March 1983, even as she battled cancer. During her occasional absences, veteran actress Marla Adams filled in for her. After the Addams family ended in 1966, her acting career experienced a decline, with only sporadic roles in the 1970s, including Mrs. Moore, the wife of a plantation owner in the miniseries Roots. Jones was married 4 times and did not have any children. While studying at the Pasadena Playhouse, she married fellow student Don Donaldson, but they divorced shortly after. She converted to Judaism when she married Aaron Spelling. Their marriage lasted from 1953 until their separation and divorce in 1964. Her third marriage in 1968 was to Herbert Green, a Tony Award-winning Broadway musical director, vocal arranger, and co-producer, who also served as her vocal coach. She left him in 1977. In July 1983, she fell into a coma at her home in West Hollywood, California, where she passed away on August 3rd. Yvonne Craig as Batgirl. Commissioner Gordon's daughter, a librarian in Gotham City, teamed up with Batman and Robin during the 3rd season as their crime-fighting ally. This trio was sometimes referred to as the Terrific Trio. Yvonne Craig was born in Taylorville, Illinois, as the eldest of 3 children of Maurice Melvin and Pauline Virginia, née Rogers, Craig. She began studying ballet at the age of 10 at the Edith James School of Ballet in Dallas, where she was noticed by the Russian ballerina Alexandra Danilova. While still in high school, Danilova assisted her in securing a scholarship to the School of American Ballet in New York City. During her time there, the 16-year-old Craig shared a room at the rehearsal club on West 53rd Street with future comedian Carol Burnett. From 1969 to 1972, she appeared in 4 episodes of the comedy series Love, American Style. In a 1970 episode of Land of the Giants titled Wild Journey, she portrayed one half of a humanoid duo, alongside Bruce Dern, who pursued 2 Earth castaways, played by series stars Gary Conway and Don Marshall, back in time, compelling them to relive the flight that led them to the Giants' planet. Craig served as the producer for Comic Book Kid, 1993. Between 2009 and 2011, she provided the voice of Grandma in the animated children's series Olivia. She passed away at the age of 78 on August 17, 2015, at her home in Pacific Palisades, Los Angeles, California, due to breast cancer that had metastasized to her liver. It was indeed an exceptional cast that breathed life into a franchise that endures to this day. Although we've recently witnessed the release of The Batman with Robert Pattinson in the lead role, none of that might have occurred if the original wasn't so in-your-face, bam, POW, and all. So, who was your favorite Batman character? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and activate the notification bell for more exciting content.